I've lost track too.
No, you guys are following the track. There's plenty of track.
So,
with that dumb joke, I'm going to scoop up some snow.
Okay, and it feels soft. It's not very densely packed. It feels freshly fallen. Well, and the whole back of the wall is covered in frost.
I'm going to densely pack it into a ball and throw it at Raazu.
Raazu, you're marching forward along the track, and yeah, you feel a snowball impact the back of your head.
Raazu turns around slowly.
You think right through it.
I want to see a deception check to find out if he thinks Red threw it.
No. At Adrex, and then at Red, and then at Birdie.
Where's Windy at? Is Windy not coming?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Windy's there. Windy's always been there the whole time.
By the way, this map came from apparently the Dungeon Geek at WordPress.com. So
oh, I love the Dungeon Geek.
They have this cool like D20 Satan logo that I dig, and they use the Doom 2 font in their logo. So good job.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously.
So the cave does open up in several directions. You can follow the track forward, where... Oh, God, I'm so used to just hitting L and delete to uncover these things. It's like muscle memory at this point.
Adrex, let me see your hands.
So it actually opens up in this direction.
Okay.
If you follow the track, there's another kind of a boarded section of track that runs parallel that starts to curl upwards here. And then you've got this like center. This isn't a hole. This is a solid wall that runs as far up as you can tell and disappears into the darkness. It looks like this kind of donut-shaped mine shaft that this track kind of curls up and around.
So, Brick, with regards to the snowy area, if there's snow here, is there any like air movement?
Not that you can feel at the moment.
Okay.
Sorry, what did you say, Raazu?
Adrex, let me see your hands.
And Adrex just stares at Raazu with a, like, really expression on his face.
Let me see your hands.
Adrex holds up his hands.
They are not wet.
They've got buggers on them.
Red.
And they form into middle finger.
Sure.
Let me see your hands. Are they wet?
I mean, I don't know why you're bothering, Raazu. If I had thrown the snowball at you, I would have been able to dust my hands off without you noticing.
Okay.
Raazu?
Birdie dries his hands in Wendy's cloak.
Raazu? Think about it.
Raazu's staring between Red and Wendy. Very like this is very deliberate here.
Wendy walks forward and says, "I threw it."
So, is it so?
She got hit in the back of the head by a snowball thrown by a blind girl. Do you still feel like a big woman?
So this one is along the grounds, and you said this one is curving up, or is this one also?
They're both curving up because you guys are kind of close enough here. They both join up pretty quickly.
Once we have food again, I'll make it up to you.
It looks like at some point this might have been the bottom of the shaft, and this was an extension built afterwards.
Adrex, do you think you should fly up and see if we're actually under the sky?
Raazu makes eye contact with Birdie. She's walking with her whip in her hand from now on.
Alright, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
You're gonna do it.
I believe in you, Adrex.
I just picture Adrex going, just like pumping himself up like he's doing squats.
Well, I mean, this is why Adrex's fly speed is 20 feet.
Yeah. Alright, fly up.
Okay. Put yourself on the square where you're kind of centered on.
Oh, jeez.
It's just all open above us, right?
As far as you can tell, yeah. I mean, you crane your arm up and hold your sword as high as you can, and you can see there are other levels of mine above you, but you can't see where it ends.
So, in that case, we'll just say right there.
Okay.
I was so proud.
Adrex is actually saying that, too. That's not me making noises like Adrex is flying. It's just him going, woof, woof.
Okay. Let me save this map here.
This map.
And roll initiative.
Not yet.
Oh, is this background? Is this one of the mist games?
Is what?
What is this background?
Yeah, this is Mist.
Okay,
Sorry to disappoint you.
sorry. I wasn't trying to interrupt you.
No, but you did it anyway. Adrex.
I apologize.
Yes, sir.
This is the second level of the shaft as you fly up. You're coming up from about here. And you see... I mean, you see actually very little of the area because you've only got your torchlight and you don't have dark vision. But you see a great fissure,
right.
again, filled with snow against this back wall here and a couple other openings in the side.
And how far up is this?
You've flown about 30 feet so far.
30 feet? Okay.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Probably a little more than that. And above that...
Ooh.
You get to the top of the shaft, and there's this rickety wooden bridge that spans the whole thing. So the minecart track curves up from below, around,
Rolls up.
and you can see light from this direction here. And you feel a very faint breeze, and there's still flecks of snow all along this area of the track, this area of the bridge. And from here, if you land on this bridge and hold your torch and crane your neck up, you can see maybe 40 feet above you the top of the shaft. You've reached the top, and you can feel very soft movement of air in here.
Can I basically discern that if we follow that we will eventually end up here, or is that making an assumption?
It seems like a pretty fair assumption. You wouldn't know for
Okay.
sure without actually doing wide circles or walking the track yourself, but you didn't see any major breaks in the track, and you weren't flying for that long. You maybe have flown up 100, 120 feet all told.
Okay. And I don't hear anything at all. It's just really, really quiet. Like the softness of like snow and stuff.
Make a perception check.
Make a perception check. Oh, I'm so bad at these.
Here's someone
This is-
farting in the other room.
This is not my perception character. Nope.
No?
No.
How do we do?
4.
4? Sounds very, very silent.
Okay.
Not like an eerie, oppressive silence like you've become used to. Just normal, you're not hearing anything here.
All right. Let's fly back down.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this map here because I don't want to have to redo whatever it was I just did.
Uh-huh.
And Adrex comes gliding back down to the rest of you and reports what he's seen.
3 floors. I saw the top. Snow everywhere. Really quiet.
Do you
I don't
think
know
we're
why I'm
under
talking
the
like
sky?
No. I saw the top of the mine shaft, so
Oh, okay.
we're definitely still indoors. But there might be an exit outside. Hard to say. I didn't get a close enough look.
All right. So Birdie starts pantomiming. He says, he pulls out the rope, points up, and he says, and then he holds up one finger, and kind of in an oar gesture, and then he makes little walking motions with his hands.
Windy has little walking motions.
So they're carting the snow in from outside.
Who knows?
No, these tracks are in no shape to actually handle carts. You couldn't roll a cart down these tracks anymore. They're too far gone for that.
It's just not snowing. We know it's not raining either. We've learned 2 things today. Alright, let's get going. I'm curious to see where the rest of what this mine was mining.
So which direction are you going? You're following the tracks up?
Yeah, well, the tracks...
Yeah, so we
Is this a
walk up.
slope? Like, are we going to leave the map if we follow
It does start
like this?
sloping upward as you guys continue. And these 2 tracks do join up, and the slope does seem pretty steep as well.
Okay, well, let's check out over here first, then.
Coming this way?
Uh-huh.
As you come this way, a side tunnel opens up. And Wendy, what's your passive perception?
19.
Raazu, what's yours?
11.
11. Wendy, you can't be certain.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe you could be certain. You hear, coming from the other end of this tunnel, a slow rumbling sound. Not like an earthy sound. Something very, very large with very big lungs is struggling to breathe.
Adrex, I think something's hurt over there. Let's go
Over
find
where?
out what's going on. Follow me.
Birdie, what's your passive perception? I know Adrex is his butt.
21.
As you enter the tunnel, following Adrex and Wendy, here and there, mostly buried in the like along the ground, like in the dust and by the walls, in the rubble, you find a couple of just errant gold pieces.
Hmm.
Stooping to pick one up, you see that it's so old, you can't even tell what's been stamped on either side of it. And I'm going to need... You know what? No, I'm not going to give you guys an opportunity to make a stealth check. Coming around into here, you see what is unmistakably a dragon's horde. Although, having seen several dragon's hordes in your time, this one seems very poorly. To the north, up here, you see maybe a 20 or 30 foot high cliff with more space above and beyond it that you cannot see up to. In the south, you see what for a dragon of this size is probably a very meager horde, and collected almost entirely underneath the weight of this dragon, as though it's big, not quite as big as Pyongyang, probably not that old, and its coloration is a very brown, rusty color. Adrex and Birdie notice right away that the thing has... I don't know that crippled is the right word to apply to a dragon, but you see that one of its foreclaws is twisted at a bizarre angle as it's curled up underneath it. And one of its wings looks like it's been raked all the way down, as though it was like the topsail on a ship, if you were to grab it with your daggers and slide down the front of it. The thing's asleep and does not wake up as you enter. And there's another side tunnel down this way that continues further on.
When you say it looks like it was raked, are the wounds old? Or like are they currently seeping?
They look very, very old. They have long since healed. And looking at it, you're not sure if this thing can fly.
Wendy will step closer to it
Mm-hmm.
and say in common so that everyone else can hear. Can you hear me?
Let's find
Birdie
out.
face palms.
And the thing does not wake up. But you can feel the heat of it as you close into it. Not the intense heat like being close to the red dragon was, like the heat of supernatural fire, just its body heat.
And Wendy will kind of move over it. Like, Adrex, do you see what's keeping it out, or is it just old?
Can Adrex tell?
What was the question?
Like, is it unconscious because it's wounded, or is it just old?
I mean, it just looks like it's asleep right now.
Probably just old. Tired. Hurt.
All right, well, anyone who wants to leave the room, feel free. Wendy says, looking over towards Birdie. But I'm going to wake this thing up and ask it if it sent that girl down there.
Birdie, if you don't want to be in the room, get out.
Can I move to here and make a stealth check?
Where are you trying to get to, eventually? Or do you just
Sorry,
want to
who
be
you
in
talking
that?
to? Me or Bird?
You. Do you
I want to
want
be.
in that position, but you just don't want him to know you're there?
Yeah, I want to be behind the wall.
Okay, then that's an automatic pass because he's unconscious.
Okay.
As long as you don't make any sound after it wakes up.
Birdie's just gonna hide behind this pillar, this little rock.
Okay.
And then, so where could you draw its body on here?
I will draw like a splotch where its body is.
Splotch is good enough.
Oh, not
Okay,
enough
so it's
for-
just like right on top of the.
That's a line. I need to draw. There we go.
And Wendy will lay the bag down with the bones of the girl and just
Okay.
kind of like plays it down, and then step forward to the dragon and just say, "Hey, wake up!"
And Wendy calls out to this thing, and you hear it snort, kind of like a snore catches in its throat as its eyes snap open. And one of its eyes, Raazu, you're closest, you see, is glassy and milky white, and clearly not functional anymore. Some long lost injury. You see the scales on either side of its eye, where some ancient weapon or some great claw has split that side of its face. Again, long since healed up. But the other eye is this fierce, burning orange, and it swivels around as this thing cranes its neck up. And I need everybody except for Red to make a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
Oops, sorry. I think I took that from someone.
You get +5 to this, everyone.
Yay! Birdie passed.
Wisdom saving throw.
He only
Hey, I
pees
got
himself.
Indomitable back.
He only pees himself with normal.
Don't need it. 23.
Okay. Did anybody not get to 16?
It's probably
Raazu
higher than
passed.
that,
Oh, wait,
actually.
I'm sorry, not 16. 19. I was looking at the wrong dragon.
Raazu still passed.
Adrex pass.
Okay,
Wendy
everybody's-
fails.
Wendy fails. Wendy, you call out, and this, as soon as you wake this thing up, you wish that you hadn't.
And Wendy looks at the dragon, takes a deep breath, and then releases the fear from her body as it's clearly trying to influence her.
Okay. And for a moment,
then-
well, you don't have feathers anymore, but every
Yeah.
cell in your body wants to turn and flee from this thing. But you steel yourself and you use your bullshit monk ability to end the fear.
That's what it's called, I think. And then Wendy looks the dragon in the eye.
Mhm.
Well, I guess the eyes, because I wouldn't be able to tell it didn't have one. and asks him, "Did you send a young girl down into those mines on her own? Did you send a lot of young childs down into those mines?"
The rest of you, as Wendy's speaking to it, you see the dragon is kind of regarding the rest of you. And it takes great sniffs with its huge nostrils. It has huge horns on the side of its head, but they're not spiraling upward. They're actually curving downward, past its jaw and forward, like tusks, like a mammoth might have. And Adrex, you take a special notice as the thing is moving into a more like guarding position. Two things you realize. First, its motion is such that it's not giving up a single coin of its hoard. It places its tail in a great curl in front of, in between Raazu and Wendy and the edge of its hoard. And the second, it folds its wings along its back very deliberately, where you would expect a dragon to want to flay them out to exaggerate its size. It's very pointedly not doing that. And it listens to Wendy, but not very respectfully. And when there's a break in her speech, when it comes to silence, he speaks in a voice that can only be described as a dragon who smoked 6 packs a day for 80 years. This horrible rasp in its throat. And it speaks in high Draconian, a very haughty and noble version of the bastardized tongue that Adrex and Birdie have come to speak. And it regards Adrex. And he says, "We had an accord, my kind and yours, that you would not enter my borders, and I would kill no more of your men. Are we breaking accords today?" And as he does, one of his great claws comes to rest on the ground with a crash. And he kind of musically taps these enormous ripping claws against the ground as he stares at you with his one good orange eye.
Adrex gives a confused look.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, no? Is this something with my sire that I don't know about?
Are you taking that tone of voice with him?
A very confused tone of voice, yes. I ran away from him a long time ago, so I don't know what you two have going on, if that's a thing, or what, but yeah.
He says that he has long known that the ice dragons of the far north have all been cowards.
Raazu responds in
Well,
Draconic.
that's just-
and says, I know that Adrex is many things, but a coward is none of them.
Way to backhand yeah.
Birdie, what are you doing? Do you have your back pressed up against this pillar? Or are you like peering around the side of it? Like, what's your actual demeanor here?
I'm peering around the side of it, just kind of like looking back and forth between the dragon and Adrex.
Alright, what's your passive perception?
21.
-5.
16.
You're trying to split your attention, looking back and forth between Adrex and this dragon and glancing around the rest of the room. You see motion for a moment on the very far end of the room, down at your level. So not up on top of this cliff, but down at your level where this cliff face meets the floor. And it's a good 30 feet away from you. There's no light source over there. It's difficult to tell what it might have been, but something was definitely moving over there.
Wendy bundles the bones back up
Okay.
and then turns around and says, "Our mistake. The dragon we were looking for was expecting us."
The dragon very suddenly snaps its neck in Wendy's direction and asks, does Wendy understand? Oh, you understand our languages. You're a monk.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. And asks, who gave you leave to gather up your tribute? And gives you a very curt nod, heavily suggesting that whatever that bundle is, he doesn't know it's bones, be laid back down at the foot of its hoard where it belongs. He doesn't know what it is, but he wants it because he's a dragon.
Yeah. Wendy's definitely not going to leave these bones here, and also suspects that she can. If this is the wrong dragon, Wendy was pretty rude. Willing to like do this peacefully, and just opens up the bundle to show what's inside it.
And it looks at the bundle, and then angrily snaps its neck back at you. This burning orange eye. And it says... Actually, it doesn't say anything. You've caused it grave insult. Let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
Let's do it. I can take a dragon. I can take a
Really
blind
close
dragon.
to just shooting it before we even got to the point. Really, really
In
close.
fact, I'm going to make him the king, I think. That seems reasonable.
King Dragon?
Yeah. This thing is gargantuan, by the way, so it's actually like... That's a little too much of a thing, I guess.
It's gargantuan and injured, huh?
It is gargantuan, though. And I don't need these things here. Rolled kind of bad on the initiative. Okay. Yeah, and Wendy, as you throw open the bundle and reveal that it's bones, you can tell immediately that was a mistake, and the thing took great insult. And the rest of you can see the thing rear back and open its maw. And it's whatever terrible breath weapon it has, it's about to unleash on all of you, but not until very low in the initiative order. Wendy, you get to act first.
All right. Well, I'll punch this dragon.
Punch the dragon to establish.
You give me the
dominance.
opportunity to punch a dragon in the snoot. I'm gonna punch a dragon in the snoot. That's just the way things are gonna go.
In the snoot? You probably can't reach
In
its
the snoot.
snoot.
I'm gonna punch it in its dragon knee pressure point.
There you go.
Can you punch it in the dragon balls?
Oh, you said it.
He did say
That's
it.
going. Yeah, that's gonna be a.
Go away.
Go away. That's gonna be
No.
a 20 to hit.
20 does not hit. And you're punching or kicking this thing?
21. I'm sorry.
21 does not hit. Punching or kicking
Oof.
this thing.
Kicking.
And you throw a kick at this thing, thinking, I've fought dragon-ish kind of things. And the impact on your foot is so hard. It's like kicking a solid wall.
I've kicked Adrex a few times.
This does not feel like kicking Adrex. This feels like kicking something with no give to it. This thing has solid metal plate armor over its entire body. But you have more attacks.
And Whitney punches it, and you guys see Wendy do a pretty solid blow, and
Pretty
just
good.
looks at her hand, and then looks up at the group and just says, "Time to go."
So
Bonus point to disengage, and I'm dragging Raazu out of here.
okay,
Raazu
well,
looks like she got caught
hold on.
flat-footed.
Go back.
Yeah,
It has Sentinel,
that's fine.
and it's going to use its reaction as you're trying to
Uh-huh.
disengage.
Uh-huh.
I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a shitty roll.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 21.
And shield.
Okay.
Time to go.
You're moving as quickly as possible, and a moment ago you're thinking this thing is injured and decrepit. It's half blind, but the thing moved with such frightening speed. It lashes out with its claws so quickly that you're not able to dodge, and you've got to throw up your shields. The reverberation that its claw makes, that it crashes against your shields, you guys can feel it echoing through this chamber and through your bodies. And
That's as far as I can get with a half-speed Raazu.
Okay. I'm going to then... What's my range on this? 20 feet. Adrex. It's not your turn.
Yeah.
I have a 22
Yeah,
to hit
it's-
you. 21 magical bludgeoning damage. As Wendy drags Raazu out of the way, the thing lashes out with its tail to try to catch her. When it sees that she's out of range, he flicks it back and cracks you upside the head. For a moment, this tail also impacts this pillar, and Birdie, you just feel the whole thing shake and shudder as your back is up against it. That's going to bring us to Red's turn.
So what's the deal with, I didn't have to roll stealth originally because it was a sleeper. I didn't have vision on me. What's the deal if I wanted to use that to get a sneak attack?
You don't have any line of sight from your position right here onto the... Well, it's gargantuan. I'm going to give it to you. Because
Okay.
it's lashing out at Adrex and this pillar now. You wouldn't be shooting it in anything that would consider a vital, but yeah, you could... I'll give you a sneak attack, as long as you're willing to reveal your position.
Yep. So that'll hit a 24 on armor class.
24 will do it.
Okay, and it's going to have to make me a DC 19 Constitution save.
Okay. DC 19?
Yep.
22.
It's going to have to do that again to belief points.
34.
Okay.
That half on
Incorrect choice.
bad
That one
use of
save.
belief points.
Incorrect choice.
Lulled him into a false sense of security with that one. It's impressive.
Good job, Burkard.
I haven't had to dip into legendary resistance yet either.
the arrow, and the half from poison is another 12.
So how much damage?
Hold on.
Okay.
He's got a lot of dice here.
I know. Rogues are fun.
You gave this rogue poison, it's worse.
Rogues are the
Worse.
It's the class that only does one thing, but it's really, really fun to do that one thing over and over.
That is
Okay,
true.
so it's 34 magical piercing,
Definitely need calc.exe for this.
and I'm going to go ahead and half this for you for the save. 20 poison.
So it's 34 piercing.
Yep, and then 41 poison, which you can half.
And you fire off this arrow. What kind of poison was it, by the way?
That was purple worm poison.
Okay. You fire off this arrow, just half expecting the arrow to just shatter against this thing's hide, but to your surprise, the arrow finds purchase at the base of its tail, and you hear the thing cry out, and its tail lashes wildly for a moment. And you gonna peace out? I would.
I move to here, and bonus action, stealth.
Okay. This is
So
just...
stealth.
Let me see if I can remove this. I might be able to safely remove... I can't, actually. This wall just continues around the side here. I just can't remove the black space because there's something above you there.
It's a stealth check of 26.
Okay. And we're going to tail whip again. Adrex, you are literally the only option.
I mean, I guess.
Thanks, Red.
It's not a crit, though, so... I have a
It hits.
34
It
to hit.
hits. It hits. Like, why are you asking? I've got 35 AC. Her.
23 points of magical bludgeoning damage. He comes, cracks you again with his tail. A few more of these, it feels like somebody's going to town on you with the fucking hammer.
No need for.
It's going to bring us to Birdie.
Well, I'm going to use Grovel, Cower, and Beg.
Mm-hmm.
Once per short rest as an action, you can cower to distract. Hold on. You had a stray box here opened up, blocked it.
One of
You
those
can distract
penis
to distract
shit
foes
pop-ups.
until the end of your next turn. Allies gain advantage on attacks against enemies within 10 feet of me that can see me. So, I'm going to use that and then run away
Okay.
by Adrex.
Well, then the enemy will no longer be within 10 feet of you.
Like
And won't be able to see you either.
Oh,
If you want to
Well,
get that ability, you've got to stay at the pillar where you are, where it can see you.
oh, that's not happening.
I didn't think
Thank
so.
you.
These are 10-foot squares, by the way. I'm not sure if that was clear.
So,
So Birdie's just cutting and running?
yeah, I can get here.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can knock Adrex out.
He's got a lot of face.
Adrex, I got a 27.
Yeah.
Got a,
Still
lot,
hits.
got a lot of face. 16 points of magical bludgeoning damage. As he brings down the hammer of his tail a third time on top of you.
What did I do, buddy?
It's your turn.
What did I do?
He made it very clear that you and your people had an accord and you have broken it. So he is within his rights to eat you. What are you going to do about it?
Adrex.
See ya.
Just leaving entirely?
He's hitting me with his fucking tail.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Is that as far as you can get?
Yeah, because these are tens.
Use your
That's
10
with
foot
the
square.
dash too. Yeah.
Okay. This is very, very nice for me because you all guys are like in this nice uniform line.
Yeah, I'm not really happy that Wendy decided to line us all up like that. Thanks, Wendy. And this is
Oh
You
my
guys-
really on
goodness! You would be tail whipped to hell. Can you guys believe this?
you. Oh no, it's just we're all gonna eat.
You
we're
hear
all
a
just gonna eat
cloud,
breath
a
weapon now.
shower of coins raining against the back walls and floors of the cavern as the thing kicks up this storm of metal, comes around the corner and lowers its neck and unleashes its breath weapon right down this corridor. Cannot hit red because it does not go around corners, but it definitely gets the rest of you. Let's get
Yeah.
the dexterity saving throw, which is nice. I literally do not own enough d8s.
DC?
22.
Pass.
And within 5 feet of Raazu.
You are.
22. And that goes under the...
Oh, it's
It came back out.
Oh, shit, I passed!
Wow.
I passed.
Fuck this guy. He just sees 4 fucking Navy SEALs combat rolling down the hall.
So everybody passed?
I
Yes.
saw everyone roll 18.
66 points of acid damage, which I believe Windy and Birdie can nullify entirely because of evasion. Raazu and Adrex take 33
Half
points
it.
of that damage. As he unleashes
Raazu's
this
bloodied
gout
again.
of acid that Windy and Birdie very narrowly avoid. Birdie by throwing yourself to the ground, and Windy by basically flattening yourself all the way up against the wall. Raazu, you try to get to the side, but you catch a good brunt of it. Adrex, so do you. And it burns this black passage straight down the hall and kind of paints this horrible charcoal indentation into the far wall. And the thing continues to roar and boom out about trespassers and thieves and how he will not suffer your indiscretions.
We haven't stolen anything yet.
And I think this would be an excellent place to... let's get Raazu take her turn, then we'll end the session for the week.
Raazu's gonna kill it instantly, no save.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Am I in melee range with this thing?
Yes.
Well, since we're in for this penny... About to... Raazu's taking her pound of flesh. That's, 19 to hit?
19 will not hit.
You guys saw
How
me this
about-
at 21, right?
19, 20, 21, 22. Does a 22 hit?
22 will hit.
Hell
There we
yeah!
go. Alright then. That was saving face, so let's get some D8s out here.
I mean, he can see me now, right?
Hmm?
He can see
Third
me
level
now.
spell.
Yeah, he can see you from there. He's
Yeah.
not within 10 feet of you,
8
though.
for the trident.
Oh.
Actually, no, I
Right,
have
he's
to, have to do the D6 because I got a light source. Right. D6.
Edgar's barking at something. I wonder what.
Burgred's gonna regret this dragon when we're all level 20.
3. I'm sorry, I'm trying to math here. That's 7 cold damage.
7 cold.
Yes.
Okay.
17 thunder damage.
I need to use calc.exe for this.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about the weird numbers.
It's not often I have a monster with 3-digit hit points.
I think
Attacking
I
with your
pinned down
whip,
its AC too. No, my trident.
going in with your trident, and you manage to find one spot on the scale hide underneath its neck as it craned out. It looks like it's about to rear back. You take the opportunity to step forward and thrust your trident upward, and you find just the tiniest soft spot in between its scales and ram your trident up and let loose the power of Osprum, and the whole cavern shudders, and you hear the tinkle of gold coins behind you as the thing roars in pain and anger again. Moving or staying?
Try that again. Let's try that again because
Okay.
I have a second attack. 21.
21 will not hit.
Fuck!
No. You're thinking if I'm quick, I can stab again, but this time you don't find the same soft spot in its neck, and its scales turn your trident aside.
Yeah. Oh. Wipes that ability out, so yep.
So moving or staying
That's
put?
gonna end Raazu's turn.
Okay. Then I will... Let me make a note here that I'm using... First, that he doesn't have his breath weapon. I have to
Yep.
recharge that. And second, that he's used one of his legendary actions.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to... Actually, you know what? He can use 2 of them here. We got a couple of you in range.
So
No, I'm sorry. He can't do this because of his wings. Yeah, we're going to tail attack Windy.
Alright.
Can he even fit through this pathway?
Well, guess we'll find out next week. Windy, you're not billowing, but you do have martial awareness because you're within the thing's reach. Wow, I think I missed. I only got an 18 to hit.
No, and you were looking for a 25 because shield lasts until my next turn.
And it's
I'm
just
in a sentinel.
in this tight space. In this tight space, it has an awkward angle on you. It doesn't have room to get its claws in, so it tries to spin to the side and slap you with its tail. It crashes against the wall. You're gonna sentinel?
I'm gonna spend blips to sentinel because I rolled a 4 on die.
Now remember, this doesn't actually
we go.
reduce its speed. We've learned this use of sentinel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a 22 to hit,
That'll
so
do
that
it.
will hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put another level 3 spell slot on this thing.
Is this one of those magical, like, undead dragons?
No,
Not-
but
No, he's definitely warm-blooded. You guys could feel his body heat when you came into his cave.
yeah, that is...
Definitely warm-blooded because Raazu's covered in a couple gallons of it.
Yeah. Sorry, that's 9 cold damage.
Okay.
12 thunder damage. I've been rolling like butt for my frickin' mites.
That happens.
And you find another soft spot in the thing's tail as it's whipping it back for another round. And that's what we're going to call it for the week. So you guys can just think about what you've done.
I think Nodal should think about what he did.
Again, if I would have shot it in about another round, the way that conversation was playing out.
All right, I'm going to go set up my straw poll here.
All I got to... like, Wendy doesn't get to talk to any more dragons.
Listen, this wouldn't have happened if I had some food for it. And I've got you.
He thought maybe you had food, then you just showed him a bunch of bones.
Well, I should have just thrown him the kobold.
Kobolds are stringy. Dragons don't like eating them.
All I know is I got
Survival
the brunt
feature
of his
that's been
fucking
bred through
tail.
evolution.
Yeah, how did you
Oh,
like that
Adrex
tail,
is-
Adrex?
Adrex is so mad right now.
Here is
He's
your,
so fucking tired of these evil fucking dragons just wrecking his shit.
Here's
Like,
the
we don't
straw
even know
poll
if
in the
this
chat.
dragon's
I'm
evil.
going to go dark for a second while I calculate some experience. You guys think about where you want to put your blips, and I will be back in just a few minutes.
He was the aggressor, therefore he's evil.
Well, from his point of view,
The Jedi are evil.
we're the aggressors because
We didn't start attacking until he attacked. I mean, Wendy threw bones around, which is like, whatever. You're lucky she's only
Hey, I
throwing
gently laid
bones.
some bones down.
man, if
I mean, you know what it is? He's a racist dragon. That's what he is.
That's true.
Beating up on white Dragonborn. Because there's no need for it.
you should
Alright.
Hmm.
Who is the
Anyway.
most creative?
what did we do? I'm gonna say Wendy for coming up with the idea to burn the individual vines on that tower shield because I can't think of anything else.
Everyone good with that? Or can come up with something for themselves? Or someone else?
It's fine with me. I can't really think of anything.
Badass.
Raazu turning around and doing well. This now attacking dragons instead of doing the hard thing.
Raazu?
I didn't hear where you
Uh, hello?
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 Hey, there
I
we
changed the
go.
server.
Okay, thanks.
Alright,
Alright,
so
Raazu for sassing a dragon and then stabbing it? Well, not sassing, just slashing.
Well, Raazu didn't do much sassing. She didn't get a chance to get her word in edgewise before Wendy was all like, merp, 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 Durgan, stupid.
What?
Is that what Wendy said?
Yes,
As far as the
I had-
dragon's concerned, it was.
basically.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk to the dragon before he was all rawr. I'm a dragon. I'm evil. Rawr. It's like, damn, bro.
Does anybody want to make a case for their blips this week?
Oh
I
shit.
do, but I'm not. I do, but I haven't had a chance to assemble that yet.
We're still talking about the other blips.
Mm.
Like who furthered the party's goals?
Do we want to do that part
Anti-vote on Wendy.
first? So who is the most creative then? We'll start there because that's the top of my list.
We gave it to Windy for burning the vines for the kite shield, right? Yeah.
Like, for the idea of burning the specific vines with the oil.
Okay. And who furthered the
Yeah.
party's goals the most?
Not Windy.
Not Wendy.
In fact, can we take the creative blip away?
No. Too late.
Too late. Okay.
Then,
Let's.
I'm gonna
see.
give it to. Honestly, I think I'm gonna give it to Red, because I feel like Red has had knew this was gonna go down real bad.
So he decided to position himself so that he would have the advantage. Yeah.
Uh huh.
Give it to Red.
Yep.
And who was the badass this week?
We gave it to Raazu for sentineling and then stabbing that dragon.
Nice. And we give one blip for intangibles.
Adrex, or the grunting noises when he was flying.
Poor put upon Adrex having to fly
And we'll let the
His-
struggle
his-
percolate for a minute there.
his chonky butt around.
Who wants to make their personal case this week for blips? Blips are worth... We have a 13 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And blips are worth 666 if they roll over.
I'm willing to do it. First.
Wendy, go.
Alright. Wait, how does that work? For throwing a rock at the wall to try to catch an arrow and see what the heck is going on.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
I've got monastic tradition redirection for using my chisel to warn of the danger of the wall. Unfortunately, a group of people came by that couldn't read, so then they just played with the wall afterwards.
Right.
And then I've got good as helping others for the second that I heard something that sounded like it was having danger, a hard time breathing, grabbing Adrex and running to help it.
Okay.
And then killing it. Or trying to kill it.
Oh, you guys think you're going to kill this thing. Okay. Who's next?
I did say trying. Oh shit.
Brookwood's in the tough position that I think it would be extremely funny if that's how this campaign ended.
I have... Okay. Not to spoil anything,
Yeah.
but I have a contingency for if that actually happens. That I've had since the first session of the campaign. Raazu. You want some blips? You want to make a case?
I'm still assembling my
thinking?
thoughts on that. I'm sorry.
Adrex?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you want to go? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so my bond focus on the little things, make the tribe stronger any way I can by whipping out more fire arrows to use against the Mummy Lord.
Yeah, that was really good.
Let's see. Oh, hold on, I unplugged my headphones.
What
So I'm
sound?
just going to say no, I'm done, because I
Okay.
unplugged my headphones and can't hear you now.
Okay.
Great. No, that
Adrex
worked
or
out
Red?
well. Yeah,
Okay, go
I
ahead.
do.
Go.
Aspect, signature style, energetic. For, I want to say, encouraging everyone to go after that wall and attack at once.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Flaws, that sounds like a great idea. For not hesitating at a moment's notice when we found the dragon and going, yeah, no, we should totally confront it.
Okay.
Because that was definitely not a great idea. But
Who would
Adrex
have thought
went
there'd
along
be
with it.
2 dragons?
3 that you know of, because there's a white dragon up here too.
Ah,
I want my alignment belief, but I can't make a case for it.
Okay.
So I guess I'm done.
Red or Raazu?
All right, I got it.
Okay, go.
All right, aspect. When my anger is aroused, I have trouble thinking straight, and I may do something I'll regret for making very pointedly going to each member of the party, angrily interrogating them as to the state of their hands when she got hit by that snowball.
I don't recall you asking Birdie anything. Oh, I mean,
Raazu knows. You don't know how, but she knows.
I mean, she knows because she's not stupid.
What else?
Yeah. I got her ideal. Raazu taking or work hard, play harder, earn my leisure time, and buy Osprey, I use it to my fullest. Raazu's taking the point during that Mummy Lord, despite how wounded she was. That second round against the Mummy Lord.
Yeah, when I was remixing that encounter over the week, I'm like, there's no way they're going to put Raazu out front for this second part of this fight.
Then they did.
And then they did. And I'm
Wait.
like, well,
well, no, hold on. No one has ever
Raazu.
put Raazu in front of anything.
Raazu put Raazu in front.
I was like, Raazu is out of hit dice, and she's like half hit points. There's no, because I knew I'm gonna split one person off from the rest of the group
Yeah.
and lay into them with this Mummy Lord.
Surely it won't be Raazu.
It's either gonna be Windy or Adrex, guaranteed. What
Surprise! I was just as surprised as you were.
else you got?
I got her bond. My sword arm is only the beginning of a greater world, but is a necessary first step
Okay.
for standing her ground against this dragon.
Anything else?
I got her fly. I'll take any advantage I can if it will aid my allies, regardless of the consequences. Closing into the Mummy Lord's chamber, despite the fact that she knew that shield thingy was probably going to come back up, and she ended up being trapped in that room with it.
And Red, what do you got for me?
I've got my flaw. It's often better just to do what needs to be done. Explaining it to the others would be a waste of time for just snapping off that shot at the dragon when Windy was clearly of the opinion that we need to get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
All right.
I also had the video because I got cut out because I pulled my headset out.
Oh, yes, you do. Go ahead and get that. And let's check the straw poll here. Looks like Adrex is taking our straw poll this week.
Nice.
Hooray, Adrex!
So, I've got Raazu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you.
Yeah.
Windy has 1, 2, 3, 4. Adrex, 4 for you. 2 for Birdie, and 2 for Red. In addition, I usually type out like truncated versions of monster names because I want all the monster names to fit in like 6 letters or so they stay nice and straight in my text file. So for one Mummy Lord and one Zilith, everybody is taking 3,180 experience points.
Sorry, say that again.
3180.
Thank you.
Yay!
Is that an M Lord?
An M Lord and a Zilith. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know you worked on the original Final Fantasy. That's cool.
That's pretty good, right? All right, we'll come back next week and see if they get the better of this black dragon or not.
I thought it was
I
Gurmummy.
lost near 100 hit points. Jesus.
Oh,
You have 100 hit points?
I have a lot of hit points.
I have 60 hit points.
well, Red, you don't want to get hit by this thing's tail the amount of times.
Yeah,
that
you
Adrex
like
Five
the red
times.
has never been in a position to get hit by this thing. There's a reason for that.
I'm going to thank everybody for playing. We'll come back next week and see about this dragon. And I will see you guys tomorrow for whatever I decide to play. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.
Later.